Baseball isn't just about talent. It's about timing as well. The Braves won only 88 regular season games, but they made some key personnel moves, and their guys got hot at the right time. And they're a different team since the trade deadline, a very confident team, even though they didn't have a dominant regular season. And last night, they opened the World Series with a pretty strong statement, even though my guy, Charlie Morton, broke his leg leaving early, and Atlanta beat Houston 6-2. Whatever this team was back in June doesn't matter now. It's a potent lineup, and bullpen is peaking. Early home runs set the tone. Bullpen terrific, holding the Astros down for over 6 innings. And I know it's one game, and the Astros have no reason to panic. They've shown an innate ability to come back strong from losses, but any thought that Houston is a decided favorite probably vanished after a very impressive performance by the Braves in Game 1. Sometimes it's just a feel that you have with a team. Sometimes that team peaking at the right time. And I think you see this with the Braves, whether they're going to be reminiscent of Orel Hershiser and the Dodgers back in 1988. You know, Orel was so brilliant back then. The Braves don't have that number one guy. Well, most teams don't have a number one guy anymore. But timely hitting, guys that you don't expect to step up, and that's what happens. And then it gets contagious. And now you have Charlie Morton, who got hit in the leg, and he stayed in to strike out Jose Altuve. He got hit by a 102-mile-an-hour liner, a comebacker, and broke his leg, fractured his leg. Stayed in, wanted to stay in. That's where you get legendary status. Now, we've seen this before. It's like if Kirk Gibson hits the home run and the Dodgers don't win the World Series, it's a footnote. It was Game 1 of 1988. Terrell Owens played in the Super Bowl and played brilliantly with a fractured leg. What if the Eagles had won that? Jack Youngblood of the Rams played in the Super Bowl with a broken leg, but they didn't win. It's when you win. Kurt Schilling, bloody sock. If they don't win, all right, man, he's a gamer. He pitched through pain. It's a nice story. When you win, that's when you get elevated to legendary status. If you didn't know Charlie Morton, you do now, because he went out there with a broken leg and still wanted to continue to pitch. Here is his manager after the performance, Brian Snitker.
He wanted to keep going because he was down in the tunnel and he was thrown against the wall, and it said, it's just kind of hurts more when I run. I feel good when I throw. I mean, just the fact that he wanted to keep going. That's Charlie. I mean, he wants to be on this stage, and God bless him. It's I hate it for him, really hate it for him. He's such a great person and teammate. I do. I really hate it for him because I know he was really looking forward to this run with us.
He kept saying after the game, when people came up, asked him how he was doing, he goes, I'm sorry. But he still wanted to go out there and pitch. And I said this a couple of weeks ago. He's one of my favorite pitchers to watch because he pitches. He doesn't throw. He pitches. And he's 37 years of age, and he's been around. He's got good postseason success. But I'm watching, and people are responding, and they're texting me, your boy's on the mound, Charlie Morton. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I think he just broke his leg. And then I'm like, well, he can't be pitching if he still has a broken leg. And then he struck out Altuve, and I'm like, yeah. And then he had that follow through, and it was like, oh, boy, he's in trouble there. Braves-Astros, Game 2, coming up tonight.